Disclaimer: we are strictly entertainers and not medical professionals or any type of experts on any topics discussed in this episode. Some of the ideas mentioned in this episode are strictly theory and not by any means fact. Please listen to the professionals and do your own research with credible sources such as the World Health Organization or the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Thank you and enjoy the podcast. Hello and welcome to the Easton Movie Films podcast, first episode via Discord. I'm here with Jacob, Nate, Swing Dog, Jordan,
Howdy,
myself, Easton, and hopefully Noah will be joining us at some point in the episode, but he is not currently here.
That is a no.
Oh, throw him under the
unfortunate.
bus.
We are here due to the coronavirus. We were not able to meet in person, so we were doing this over Discord, which has been the main method of communication between us this whole time. Just to give you some insight on what happened to our last episode, it got removed for copyright because we reacted to the Ryan Garcia fight. So that's why that isn't there anymore.
Wait, what?
Yeah, remember
Did you put it on there?
Yeah. Yeah, I put it
Showed you clips?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so
That actually sucks.
What's
now
the
we know not to do that anymore.
So, to whoever tried to take down the video, you can do me a favor and
Wow.
So, the coronavirus is our first topic that we have today.
seems like it's all we talk about.
Hopefully. Yeah, unfortunately, that is kind of the only thing that's in the news nowadays. It's getting pretty serious, though. When we did the last episode, we touched on it, but that day we had just gotten released from school for what we thought was going to be a 2-week break. And now we're in a bit of a way bigger situation than we ever expected. And just to let you know, if you are confused, we have some advisory information in the description for all y'all listeners if you guys are lost. But yeah, how is everyone's quarantine going?
Chilling.
Sucks.
It's alright.
Alright.
Yeah, just been
Trust
hanging
me.
out, man.
I kind of expected this quarantine I'd get away from you but apparently not.
Oh my goodness. It's going.
I
kid.
I kid.
That was pretty early. That's pretty early.
Family
I
friendly,
kind of forgot
not
no
so
cursing
friendly
rule.
podcast. Family friendly, not so friendly.
Listen, This is our Discord. We have no filter in here.
It is.
Like, at all.
It is.
Ever.
Stuffed
It's
game.
bad. Really bad.
Yeah. No rules. There's no rules. Except for the rules that I added.
That is true, yes.
Which is
Which
only
we
like
don't
2
even
rules.
follow anyway.
Yeah.
The first rule is no swing dog. That's the first rule.
Definitely.
I think the best rule is no loitering. No loitering rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was made
Yes.
for yours truly, Easton. Well, actually, that's not how that works. That's how that phrase fucking
Yeah.
works.
I have a bad habit of not hanging up. I just deafen and mute myself and then leave. And then
It's just a bad habit. It's just a habit that you just cannot stop for some reason, even after we
So
told.
big thank you to Craig for doing the recording.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks,
you did.
Craig. Whoever
Yeah,
Craig
this
is.
was not-
Good old Craig.
Good.
made this
Craig.
possible. Not
Yeah.
a sponsor,
Yep.
though.
No, we're not sponsored.
me and Craig go way back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same.
Dang.
Still waiting for
Never met
that
Craig.
our company to get back on us about the sponsorship.
So,
What was it? What was the water company again?
H-Factor.
HVAC.
HVAC. We're still waiting on
Yeah.
HVAC to get back on
I
us
think
with
I still have.
sponsorship.
I think I still have them. Actually,
Dude, I still have the box.
I never got to try it again. And trust me, after the first time, I'm glad I didn't.
I think
Yeah.
you tried it the first time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did try it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't try it the second time. I didn't have the redemption.
the redemption.
Okay, I forgot about that.
That wasn't one of our
didn't
best
you?
podcast episodes.
Oh yeah.
Because the 2 stars of the show weren't in it, me and Jacob.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was our
I
shortest
don't know.
episode, bro.
Jacob.
We weren't
Jacob's star.
invited. No.
Yeah, for real, guys.
Sporty,
Words
I thought
can
you had
hurt.
football. I
did have
thought you had
football.
football.
I
Okay.
did, but
Not
I
only
got
can
out.
words hurt, but they can kill.
I got out early.
You know, Jacob, you were welcome, but you can't drive still, so.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Shade thrown.
We actually had Easter in quarantine, which
There
was
he
our
is.
first, I
He's-
guess,
guys,
major
he's
holiday.
alive.
Which I guess was our first like major holiday in quarantine. So how did that affect you guys' Easter?
Did
Didn't
not.
really.
It just, I mean, I wasn't at my grandparents' house, which is a little different, but yeah.
I
Same
know.
food.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we
When are
did.
you not eating food?
Never. I'm eating Swedish fish right now.
I just had a pack of.
Is that what that is?
Diabetes.
All I
I
hear
can
is
hear you getting fatter.
nasty ass.
No, that's pantaloon.
Bruh.
Me. At least I put myself on like
Pamela
push to
is
talk.
the epitome of social distancing. He's literally 6 feet wide.
This is coming from Grand.
Hey. Throwing shade.
The lag saved us there.
I know, Milton.
What?
The lag saved us there.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something that wasn't very nice at all.
yeah.
The lag really did save us.
The lag saved you
Wow.
from an untimely roasting.
All right, guys, we're back from a brief intermission, and we got Noah here now.
What's up, guys? Long time no see. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Jake, I've missed. I just need to let you know I've missed you the absolute least.
Corey, you like
Most people do
my
it.
new profile picture?
Oh no, it's good to be back.
Jacob,
back.
look at Jacob. Jacob, look at
Noah,
my new
how's your
profile
quarantine
picture.
going?
Quarantine's
I like
good. In my opinion, I'm just ready, really ready for things to go back to normal. I think it's just stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've actually my life has actually been kept pretty busy with all the like music stuff I still do for church on the live streams and work and online school, which is really weird and crazy. So I'm keeping myself busy.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think we're good. I think we'll be back to normal probably somewhat soon.
I would hope sometime.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be towards June.
I don't think it's ever going to be back to normal anytime soon, but we're
Well,
going to
did you
start
see
getting
there was
back
actually
to some normal
There was
activities.
actually a document saying that there might do intermittent social distancing till 2022.
Yeah, I mean,
let me see if I can find it. It was a document.
Yeah, first, let's just get past this stay-at-home order. I just hope that doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm done with that.
Because right now it's like April 30th, but knowing Pennsylvania, I don't know what they're gonna do, man. If they extend it, I hope like
Knowing Tom Wolf, he probably would.
It's the thing is, it'll be extended, but we won't like. It'll just be to like really shut everything down.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, the problem with this virus is everyone says one thing, but then like the opposite happens.
Well, did you hear that now you can't go out in a public place without wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Right now you have to. Yeah. It's
I think it's starting. It starts now, maybe, but because
it's already started in like California and stuff like that.
I'm still working right now, and the new policy is no mask, no service.
Yeah,
that's.
Well, I mean, I think I'm surprised that grocery store employees weren't wearing masks to begin with. Like this whole thing that baffled me.
Because it's weird because like they didn't.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say not to go too much off the cuff here, but like just to like put it in perspective. I mean, Virginia's got like their stay-home order to like beginning of June. So I mean,
yeah. That's the thing. It's like crazy. It's like no one. It's because no one thought like grocery store workers. They thought, oh, they'll be in the back room. They'll like be stocking. They won't really be coming into contact with people. And then they realized like if you're just talking to someone, you can get it. So it's like just like a customer asking where something is in an aisle can spread that virus, and that's how like serious it is.
Yeah, I always thought that you guys should wear masks and like latex gloves or something.
We do now. Like
That's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, anybody who's like anybody who were like coming into contact with a guest, like you got to wear a mask and gloves and wash. Like everything's gone up to like left. Yeah, man, we're still open. It's just drive through and curbside order, so I'm definitely grateful to still be able to work. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not working anymore.
Yeah, luckily it's like those are some of the low risk places. It's still lower risk. They're not as high as like actual like hospitals and like.
Well, yeah, and we can stay open. I mean, technically, we are considered a life essential business, or like essential to sustaining life kind of business, because technically, people rely on that food aspect. Some people like solely rely on like just restaurants like that, or even just fast food in general. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked only one day when it was considered like a threat in the United States before they closed our store down, but. Then what we had to do, this was like back in like mid-March. It was right before St. Patrick's Day. It was that weekend, and between every customer that I rung up, I would have to like take like a Clorox wipe and wipe down the whole computer, like the mouse and the keyboard, and Lysol the whole desk, and we didn't do doorknobs though, which I thought was a little weird. I thought that was because that's probably the thing that people touch most.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm gonna send some. I found it's. I couldn't remember. There was an actual like document talking about it, but like if you look it up, like there's just tons of like researchers like looking into it, saying there's gonna have to be like social distancing, like kind of till like 2022.
Yeah, well, they think that another one's coming next year, like one that's like not as severe, but
they're saying that it might like mutate.
Oh yeah, well it definitely will. It's a virus, so it definitely will mutate. It's just the question isn't like, is it going to? It's like, how bad is it going to?
And I heard it could be worse than what it is now.
Well, that's the thing. It could be worse. It could be not as bad. That's how unpredictable it is.
See, I've also heard about the theory of herd immunization, where everyone just comes back together, the virus will mutate, and then people will most likely be like immune to it.
The problem is since it's a virus, like it's not like the flu, and it's such a dangerous virus that's just a big risk, because it's like if you get everyone together, people with pre-existing conditions are at such a big risk. So that's just like something first, and then it's like if it mutates into it, like if the way it spreads mutates, it could just spread so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
But like herd immunity is like it's been proven to be useful in other cases. Like the common cold, like if everyone's like isolated when they have the common cold, like getting it was such a rare occurrence, that'd be different. But like because like, you catch the cold maybe like twice a year, you're like you always get over it.
Yeah, but with herd immunity.
Herd immunity.
With herd immunity, that would people with pre-existing conditions would pretty much. It's a gamble, so
that's what
you really don't know what you're doing when you do that.
Well, because like you can't predict like the flu. The flu is like it's not as bad of a virus like this. We can't really still predict how it's going to mutate yet. Like we've only seen one strain. Next year it could be a different strain.
Yeah. Now, do you believe what? So, what do you believe is the origin of the coronavirus? Oh, it's definitely.
Can I chime in here and say I've been kind of waiting to say obviously be smart. Follow like CDC guidelines. But I mean, I'm telling you guys, there's been so much false information on China's part because you can't you can't really trust China. Like it obviously, what I believe happened is what's really been surfacing.
They're blaming the U.S. for it.
That it came out of what I forget the name of the lab, but it's actually
it's Wuhan lab or something like that.
By that wet market where they claimed the coronavirus to have come from, out of that wet market, out of by like interviews of like some people that work there. But I believe that it actually it was done in that kind of like the whatever it is that like I'm not remembering the name of it. It's like that disease facility. It's like in Wuhan. It's like one of the only ones in China.
Well,
I heard they're testing bats in the lab and then I heard it escaped somehow.
One thing we all need to remember is that even though, yes, there's like doing research on biological weapons and stuff, that is technically not stopped any country. Like you can do biological research on dangerous viruses. And
I'm not saying. And also too,
that's what
they've gotten so many like code violation. Like they've actually there have been problems with that specific lab before for how they handle things and like how poorly they treat things. And actually, back 2 years ago, a lot of politicians were worried about some kind of virus or something breaking out of that lab because of all the problems that were wrong with it. It's actually kind of ironic to see.
The thing is, the whole
we better decide to do
the whole focus is on the U.S. right now, just because like China, it's such a different government because like you can literally force people to stay inside. The U.S. can't really.
Dude, there was a guy like one of the first scientists out of like trying to like speak out for like what the real truth is. I mean, well, he's gone. I think I'm pretty sure they killed him. Actually,
he posted a picture over social media. They took it down, and then he disappeared.
And that's crazy. That's the thing is like they can do that. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they can. Like, who's gonna stop them? Like, the government is doing that. Like, the social media, like, they can take that down. I mean, obviously, like, the kidnapping or whatever, or the removal of the person.
The government is on top of everything. Everything is censored and what China wants you to see and what they want you to believe.
Well, it's also that's what's the thing though right now is doing that allows them to really shift it because right now the U.S. you see U.S. cases popping up. Most cases now, like deaths are rising. It allows them to puts into perspective. Allows them to look like they're like getting handled when
like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to like go crazy on conspiracy theories. I don't know too much about, but I will say, did you guys notice how prepared China was for it ahead of time?
Well, I think it's
they knew about it. They knew about it, and then they waited to tell us about it.
I mean, you heard the reports. Like, remember a couple weeks ago, they were like reported a day with not one coronavirus case, and I was just kind of like,
it's already on its way out over there.
Well,
it is. And you know what? Like,
I think the thing is because what I was saying is like the government can literally force them to stay inside. So like if you have it, you can't just go get tested like you can here. Like you can go to the hospital. There are people outside with megaphones and like military officers forcing them to stay inside.
I'm not remembering the name of that lab, but basically basically what the government is actually planning to do is I know they're planning to look into it and basically get answers. I mean, we deserve answers. I mean, we've been getting all this false crap about, coming like all this false information about where it's come from and how it originated and how it got over. So, I think we deserve real answers. That's all I mean. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have to find it for ourselves.
I think it's less. I think what should be focused on is not finding an answer about where it came from. It's just right now stopping it. Like, that's what the big thing with the shutdown and stuff is like slowing that.
There's more. There's important things we need to focus on. I think it's one of them. I feel like about when I know how like many countries they're trying. I think we should focus on having come away, open back up the country as soon as possible. I feel like states should have that power to like obviously. Some states have way less or more cases than others. They're dealing with it different ways. There's more outbreaks in different places. And I feel like we should be able to kind of facilitate how we open back up the country. I want to go back to like normal life and back to normal work and everything. I think a lot of people are getting so fed up with. I feel like a lot of the coronavirus, like obviously be smart and it's a real thing going on right now. I just feel like in some places. There is some over exaggeration about it. But at the same time, you got to be smart. You got to be healthy. We got to follow.
I think it's better.
Apparently, they're reporting.
They're to over exaggerate about it than to like. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to underestimate the danger of it. You rather like.
But what they're doing. But what right now? What U.S. hospital? Hold up. Right now, what U.S. hospitals are doing is if there is a death that it may not even be related to COVID, they're still counting it as COVID.
Well, hospitals around here too. There's hospitals that are empty. Do you know how they're like pushing this whole, the hospitals are all filled up? I mean, well, obviously in New York, it's like a little bit, different situation, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's just,
well, obviously the count is not always right, but it's also it's like the problem is like there's just so much stuff happening in hospitals that it's not like they're purposely like saying like if someone comes in with like maybe like maybe they like have just taken a hit to the head and maybe they've passed, it's not always communicated well, and someone thinks, okay, they've passed from corona, put that on an account. Like there's so much chaos in hospitals now.
Yeah, I think the important thing to remember is just kind of listen to the professionals and remember that in due time we'll be back to our normal lives.
Yeah,
and also just to kind of throw another thing in there, don't use us as a credible source of like information. This is entertainment strictly.
Yeah, one thing is just it's like check.
Make your own opinions. Do your research. Know your facts. Make your.
I think the biggest thing is before people go and like try and find out where it came from. Like focus on looking at CDC protocols. All the organizations that are telling you how to stay safe, and make sure you're staying safe before you do anything. Like that's the biggest thing. Talk to a medical professional. Don't look on YouTube about it. Find it.
We have some links in the description for CDC and World Health Organization information.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Also with that, too, don't give in to like, if there's this pressure, like no reason to overreact. Just be wise, be smart, stay healthy, stay safe, minds, and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
It's stuff like use your common sense. Like if you don't need to go to the store, don't risk that for yourself. Like you keep yourself out of as much of the way of it as you can.
Yeah.
Call your doctor first. Speak to a medical professional. I agree, Jacob.
I'd say try calling them before just showing up, unless it's like an emergency.
That's the thing that places burden on hospitals. Anyone that thinks they have it just shows up. When you can do video calls and stuff with doctors now, doctors are available. Some doctors will even do house calls. They'll come to your house, and if you think they have it, they can come house test you.
There are websites that you can do literally like a chat, like an online chat with a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's resources for you where you don't have to show up in an area where you're exposed to it.
That's another thing. Like if you just think you have it, talk with a doctor first, because you don't want to go into a hospital where you could catch it there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's actually a good segue into the next topic I have here, which is quarantine and coronavirus life hacks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, do you guys have any that you figured out, like ways of keeping safe or just keeping your life going during these times of being locked down?
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Swing Dog does it about 45 times a day. Like
approximately.
Approximately. Yeah, you're
keep
allowed,
active if at all possible.
That's another thing with the safety thing is like you're allowed outside technically for physical exercise. Like, and if you have a treadmill, I say use the treadmill, stay inside as much as you can. But if you go out to do physical exercise, make sure you're staying 6 feet away from anyone. Like, don't go out somewhere where you don't drive to some populated area to do like run. Run around your house.
Me and my sister have been running, but we go to like roads that now our town has a lot of these, but roads that don't have too much car traffic, especially during these times.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are a decent amount of other people there, but you just gotta keep your distance from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I run to the other side of the road.
When I'm running behind someone, usually I'll get out on the road and then I'll run past them.
Yeah, switch side of the roads if you need to. Yeah, that makes sense. And another thing is like
just be sure to look both ways before you do that.
Yeah, and like make sure you're doing this all at a reasonable. Don't be out like after you should be. I think it's what is it here? 8 p.m. You're not allowed to be out afterwards technically.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I actually had I actually had an incident kind of where I was getting off work, and this is back when we closed at 9. So I think the curfew was like 8. So we closed at 9. So the cops were already out, going through the area. And me and a friend that also works there, we were inside for like maybe 15, 30 minutes afterwards talking, and we went out to our cars and we were just sitting there. We were kind of like talking, we were chatting, and a cop actually like pulled up behind us and just kind of looked at us, and we like waved and, we let him know like we were going back, but like you don't want to risk anything because, they're finding people a good bit for being out.
Yeah. See, what I would say is I'm going to my grandparents. What I would say is I'm going to help my grandparents, and I would actually drive there.
Yeah, say don't lie to the cops, but like if you're out, like if you were out doing something, well, especially you could just say you're going home, like you came, or like I would say that would be better. Like, but
yeah,
that would always like you would just say like I'm going home. I was somewhere like, and like just but you don't like if you're gonna go on a run, don't do it like 8 o'clock because a cop could pull up and like ask you to go home or like ask why you're there. And I don't think you want to ride in the back of a cop car to your house. I don't.
Yeah.
Not the move.
No. But yeah, and also, daylight is also good. Get outside during the day. Yeah, that's another thing is like, try not to like go out into public places, but like go in your own backyard, get some sunlight. Being inside.
Yeah.
Like
you don't even have to like ideally go outside, but like you don't even have to actually go outside. Like I open my window.
Yeah,
and
open
that
up some windows.
Helps.
Yeah, definitely.
That also helps.
Get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Pick up some hobbies.
Something my family's been doing during this whole coronavirus thing is if you get takeout, like if you get pizza, for example, we take it and then we put it in the oven. Depending on what it is, you might put it in the microwave, but like for pizza, you put it in the oven for like a couple more minutes. So that way any like virus that could potentially be on there.
Yeah, any germs. Off. And like, when I don't know if you're going to keep the box or you're just going to like put it on a tray or something. But like if you're using the box, wipe it down,
See, what I would just do is wash my hands after even touching that box.
Well, that's whenever
we have like one person.
Yeah, whenever you're touching something, just wash the box.
My mom is the only one to go to the stores in this whole household. See, that's one thing. You don't want too many people going out into places too much.
Exactly, yeah.
Try to limit it.
Yeah. I had to drive my mom to the doctor the other day for unrelated reasons.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have the coronavirus, but and I remember I was driving out, and I was driving home after I dropped her off, and I was just thinking, this is my first time alone in the car in over a month.
Oh, I just saw an article, by the way. Chinese epicenter Wuhan raises number of coronavirus deaths by 50%. So I guess they updated the numbers. Maybe they're a little more accurate now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for us to do, us and for the viewers to do, is just unless we have world leaders watching, which I don't think we do. I think the best thing for us to do is stay home and just help flatten the curve so we can get back to normal as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Because the sooner we get rid of it, the sooner we'll be back to normal.
It was her 1-year-old son's birthday, and there was about like people. There was like 20 parents, and then there was like 10, 15 kids, like other 1-2-year-olds at this party, and the cops came and broke it up. And like at first I thought like it's just a birthday party, and then I realized like that number of like infants, that could be very dangerous. Like, I don't think that's what people are considering. They're like, oh, wouldn't get it. Like you put that many people together, you're putting very young children at risk.
Yeah, it's just that attitude of, oh, it won't happen to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. When on Easter, me and my family went out and we started walking around downtown at the town we live in that I won't mention. And
yes.
But there were cops everywhere because it was Easter, so they kind of expected people would be gathering up with their family or whatever. But so there were cops everywhere.
Oh yeah, like Easter, like I saw 3 cops driving home from work tonight in a 10-minute drive. I was pulling out of the parking lot from where I work. There was one. He was actually behind me. When I made a left up onto a different road, the other cop drove by. He drove by me. He went straight. I made a left, and then about a minute later, another cop was in front. There was another cop in front of me, and then as I was going straight, I was still behind this cop, and then one crossed up on a road ahead of us. They're out very late now.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing, I think, if you're out. Like, I don't know about any of you, but like since I work and I work till when I drive home, like out past the curfew, it's always scary seeing 1 or 2 cops and you think, oh, they're gonna pull me over.
Yeah.
But I remember when I worked till 9, because we close at 8 now. But when it was like 9, there was no one on the roads. Like like you would see maybe one other car. Like you don't
Yeah.
want everything to be like all shut down and locked down, so you go out when you can, but like you should only go out when you.
Yeah. Like, you can go outside for a walk or a run or something like that, as long as you keep your distance from other people and go somewhere where it's not crowded. But, like, don't go to Walmart for the sake of going to Walmart.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have no
Yeah.
issue
You know what
with
I mean?
I have no issue with people being out, right? Like I don't have a problem with people driving anywhere. But like as long as you're not just going to Walmart for the hell of. If you're going
Yeah,
to
apparently a lot
if
of
you're going
people
to
are bringing their children in the Walmart too.
Well,
Yeah.
that okay.
Like,
That's
there's
different.
no
That's
reason for
different.
your entire family to go grocery
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah, see,
Literally.
it's okay. It's only acceptable like if you can't like just leave your 2-year-old kid at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But, like, if you have your spouse, your 7 kids of, like, varying ages,
Yeah.
like,
Varying fathers, what?
Oh yeah, and I think that's also just something that is like, it's like the thing for like that people are trying to still hang on is like family growth. You can take your kids. Today I saw 2. Say they were probably 11 years old. But speaking of Noah, they actually had a certain mask on from where you work. So the one kid ran by me. He said, "Look at this, a blank mask, from where you work." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But there were these 2 kids just running through the store, and I was like, "Why did these kids are obviously old enough to be at home, and like why are they here?" And I think it's also like people are like, "Oh, I don't want to waste the gas and go home, take my kids home, and then like just why not bring them in?" It's like, well, the one kid didn't even have a mask on, the other did, and I was just
I think if kids are acting up, they should be kicked out, like them and their parents, and then they can tell the parents, if you want to come back later, just yourself, you can.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think that's the thing though, is like because like I know some stores are doing like shopping hours, so like all the seniors can go in. So like the older people aren't like in mix with like the younger people who could have it and not be showing it as much. Yeah. Because I actually watched an interview that someone did. A guy was interviewing. You see that like Snapchat story with like Ross Smith and his the grandma, the really cool one that like does all like the stuff. Yeah, like the granny that does all like the fireworks.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
I was watching the interview he did. The guy, I think it was Ross Smith. He has a Snapchat story, but he did one with his friends who had it, and the one guy he got over it in 2 days. He said it felt. He said he didn't feel that bad. He got over it in 2 days. He just thought he was sick or something.
And it's Gangster Granny.
Gangster Granny.
Yeah,
and his girlfriend was taking care of him, and she got it, and she had it she felt for 16 days.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the story of a lot of people who had it before it was like a huge story, so they didn't realize what they got, and turned out later that that's what they had.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is like some people are literally like they're asymptomatic. They don't show any symptoms of it. They have it, they get over it, and they never knew that.
Yeah, like I know.
And that's what I think is crazy is like, and especially that like, because like I feel like that's a good way to reach is for people to reach somehow. Like a lot of like people that have Snapchat stories or like YouTube influencers, like they can show like they know like some people like that guy, he knew 2 people that had it, and one of them again they thought it was the flu. They were over it in 2 days, and then his girlfriend got it for 16 days, and she can't taste. I think she said she couldn't taste it. Like it's something with her taste buds, because doctors were saying that it changes your taste buds somehow.
I heard it's also now damaging your brain. I heard it's now doing brain damage in some cases.
I think that's
not good.
Like, not pre-exist. Like I think it depends on like the person.
Oh, is it like really old people, like 90s and stuff? Is it like people like that?
Yeah, they won't know any better.
Yeah, if you actually look up coronavirus or COVID-19, it says it affects different people.
Can I please get a
waffle? What is this waffle thing I'm hearing? Anyways, when you look it up, it says like it affects different people in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What's going on?
I'm very confused as well.
What? Who even is that?
Well,
guys,
yeah, actually, Swindog, I know you're right. It's
thing, or was that just me?
Swindog.
Oh my God, Beetlejuice! Continue.
Yeah, maybe you guys it on me like, yeah. I don't know who that was, to be honest with you. Did you guys hear about waffles? Who said that?
Swindog.
What?
remember how you were actually. Do you anyone know Carl Anthony Towns, big basketball player?
I couldn't even hear you
Does
over those.
do you guys know Carl Spory? I know you would know Carl Anthony Towns, basketball player for Minnesota.
Yeah, his mom died.
Maybe.
Yeah, his mom it affected her. She went into they had to put her into a medically induced coma, and she actually passed recently.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang, that sucks.
Yeah, like some
Rest in
people they're
peace
having to
to
put
her.
in comas. Some it's affecting the brain.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I know New York's like having horrible time getting enough ventilators for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're slammed right now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of the cities, like New York and LA and stuff, like completely empty?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I saw something. It was
Dude,
like
it's
they
spooky.
think, like, you know how like the thing New York never sleeps. Well, this is the time it needs to sleep. Like everyone needs to be inside as much as they can. There, it's such a crowded city too.
That's what Mark Norman said. It's a city that never sleeps, but right now it's taking a nap.
Right
Yeah,
now,
apparently people walk down the streets and then there'll be just like creepy music playing because there's like no one around. You just hear like music playing everywhere.
Well, it's because like
Yeah.
it's weird because it's like everything's still active in New York. Normally, wouldn't hear half of it because there's so many people. Like it's the buzz of New York.
It's crazy right now, and New York. Yeah, it's
Because like New York, you're walking around, you can't even hear the sound of your own cell phone sometimes because there's so many people.
Just in case you guys are lost about and have no idea what to do during these scary times, down in the description are links to the World Health Organization and the CDC, so you guys know proper information and accurate information. At least we would hope, from real credible professionals, so you know what to do and how to keep yourself safe. Also, just in case this quarantine's giving you a rough, dark time, we do have, if worse comes to worse, some suicide prevention lifelines down in the description for you as well.
Just hit a fat nay-nay. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just yeet. That's all you need to do.
Take a deep breath.
And yeet.
And if you're bored and you need somebody to talk to, we got the Corona Clan Discord server that a lot of us are in, and then is open to you guys. The invite link will be in the description. If for some reason the link does not work for you, just leave a comment or DM me on Instagram, and I'll get you an updated one. If you want to listen to some music, I have some Spotify playlists, Corona Classics and Corona Crank Up. Classics is kind of more chill vibe, and a lot of classic songs from the past century. And then Corona Crank Up is a lot more like louder, upbeat songs. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at EF_podcast. And then follow us on Twitter at EF_podcast_. And of course, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. And if you're listening on audio only, follow or subscribe or whatever they call it on whatever platform you're on. And whatever you do, never, ever, ever comment feedback or suggestions for future episodes. Check me out on YouTube at Easton Vlogs. Spory and Sweendog have new cover channels, so they'll be in the descriptions. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.